Hello, 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 all of you out there. Thank you so much for tuning in to Create the Life You Love with Georgia Woodbine podcast with the Chapters Network. I do this podcast every month, and mainly I'm your host, and I'm here to share information with you. I usually have guests where I interview like entrepreneurs and business owners, and I share like helpful tips and action strategies that you can use to really build and grow your business. So that is the purpose of this podcast because you all want to create the life you love, right? Feel free during this podcast to share with anyone that you know. You can ask questions in the chat room, and we're just going to have a good time, all right? Um, like I said, the purpose of this podcast is to share the knowledge and support people out there that are looking to start their own business because it's really about living in your highest potential. We all have gifts, we all have talents, we all have natural abilities, and it's all about what? Connecting those dots to live in your highest potential. So, I want to start by saying the greatest gift is what? The gift of choice, right? We have the power to choose what we want to create. And we have the freedom to mindfully be aware of the things that we're trying to create. And how do you create things? You create things with your mindset, you create things with your emotions, you create things with vision, right? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I want to start off by saying that the one thing in life that remains the same, that is change, right? That is the one thing that is constant in life. The one thing that is constant in life is change. Meaning what? Whether it's starting a new job, whether it's getting into a new relationship, whether it's moving to another area, right? There's always going to be change in your life. And so because their change is inevitable, you know, it really begins with you having the right mindset to change the things that you want to change the job, to change the relationship, to change if you're not happy with where you're living, to change anything, right? So, as a life coach, I have come across three types of people. And you want to know what they are? Who they are? Three types of people. There are misplaced achievers, there are successfully discontent people, and there are successful achievers. And I'm going to break down all three to you. Now, misplaced achievers are people that are in the wrong job. They're trying to find their purpose. They have great talents. They are misplaced. They're in the wrong job. They're doing the wrong thing. They're miserable. They're trying to figure out, like, what should I be doing with my life, right? Those are misplaced achievers. Then you have people that are successfully discontent. Who are those people? Those are the people that they may be making good money, they may have great jobs, but they feel like something is missing. They're not passionate about what they're doing. And then you have the last group, which is that small percentage of people, like they say, 2% of the people controls the wealth in the country, right? So those are successful achievers. Those are the small group of people that have really figured out how to tap into their gifts, their natural abilities, and connect the dots to create the lifestyle that they love and make the money that they want to make. So that everybody's trying to get into that last category, right? The successful achievers. The very few number of people that have actually figured out what their passion is and how they're going to turn their passion into profits. Okay. Now, as I mentioned before, the key to changing anything in your life is to first what? Confront it. You cannot change what you don't confront, right? Now, one of the best things that I did in my life, well, let me go back a little bit. In 2005, right, I wrote my first book, How to Make Big Bucks Without Selling Your Soul. Now, I wrote that book during a time when I was going through a lot of issues in my life. I was going through breaking up a relationship. I was a single mom. I was changing jobs. So I was in a place of like being unsure, not knowing like what is the next move that I need to take. And I think people go through that all the time. Think about like the pandemic and how it really forced people to start thinking about their lives and what they want to change and how they want to change it, and most importantly, how to spend their time. And a lot of people realized during COVID that they didn't like the old normal because the old normal was not serving them, meaning that they were just basically in the rat race, like just doing things, and not having any meaning or purpose behind what they were doing. So in 2005, like I said, I was going through a lot of change, and sometimes in life when you go through something, or when your back is against the wall, or when something is happening that you don't have control over, that's a good sign, because that means that you are entering a new chapter in your life. You're entering a new phase, and sometimes things have to fall apart for them to come back together, right? Sometimes things in life, you have to allow it to fall apart so that you can rebuild. Now, as I mentioned before, back in 2005 is when I wrote my first book. Now, did I know I had the ability to write? Yes, I knew I had the gift to write, but I didn't know I had the gift to write a book, right? So I think that we all have gifts and talents that we use, but it's so natural to us that most of the times people don't even realize what their gifts are, because someone will say to you, wow, you're really good at that. Oh, wow, how did you do that? And you're like, oh, it's nothing. And they're looking at you like, wow, so that thing that is your natural ability, that something that you're good at that somebody else is not, that is your gift. That is your talent. So that's what you need to focus on. And I'm really going to be going into how to crush your goals for 2024, because guess what? It's always at this time of year where people are like, oh, I have a New Year's resolution. I want to lose weight. I want to start another job. I want to end this relationship and start a new one. I want to change my circle of influence. Like, that's the time of year when you're like, okay, I'm done with last year. I am ready for new experiences, new people, new money, everything, right? Wealth, success, prosperity. You're like, okay, I'm going to kill it this year. This year is going to be my year, right? That's usually when you're more motivated, is the beginning of the year. And why do people struggle? It's like they say that 80% of people that set goals in the beginning of the year fail to reach their goals. And why is that? Why do people struggle to reach their goals? Because what actually holds you back from achieving your goals is really the limiting thoughts. You have thoughts that make you, the limiting beliefs that you can't do something, or that you're not good enough, or that you're not smart enough, and or you don't, and you got to get past of financial insecurity that's blocking your goals. You got to get past the fear of how other people see you. You have to get past the fear of, or just not having enough time to create and do whatever it is that you want to do. Or maybe you're just not doing it right, right? You're like, well, why is some people so successful and why are some people struggling to be successful? Or why are some people ordinary and why are some other people extraordinary, right? So people that are extraordinary are people that have taken the time out to change who they are, because to become someone else, you have to stop being your old self. Meaning, like, you can't go into a new relationship, a new job, a new situation, and you have an old mindset. So, part of that is changing your mindset to pursue. Why is goal crushing so important, especially at this time of year? So, you have what, 11 months left, right? So, you have a lot of time. Now, when people say to me, sometimes as a life coach, people will say to me, oh, Georgia, I want to write a book, but I don't have enough time. Georgia, I want to start a business, but I don't have any resources. Oh, Georgia, I want to do this, but I don't have enough money, or I don't have support. I don't have a team, right? So they make up all these reasons of why they cannot pursue something. And a lot of times it's time, right? So people say they don't have time to do something. But think about it, there are 168 hours in the week. There's plenty of time to do things. But that mindset, that negative voice telling you, I can't do this, I can't be this, I can't have this, that voice, right? Just constantly talking to you. But you have to learn how to turn down the negative voice and turn up the positive voice, because that is what's going to help you to meet your goals. Now, what happens when you set goals? When you set goals, it basically helps you to shape and create whatever it is you're trying to manifest. And when I tell you guys that this is so powerful, this changed my life. Once I understood that I have the power to create whatever I want, I have the power to have whatever I desire, and just really lean into it and trust my gut and trust my intuition and make those hard decisions, I was able to change my entire life. Now, I struggled financially. I went through all of those things and I overcame them. And I was able to create the lifestyle I want. I was able to generate the money that I want because I knew, like, I had the power to create. Now, once you understand that you have the power to create, you have to understand that when you say to yourself, well, like when there's something that you really want in life and you're constantly looking and saying, I don't have it, you are operating in lack. You're operating as you are separate from what it is that you want. I'll give you an example. Let's say you're watching TV one day, right? See a commercial with this really fancy car that you want. You're like, oh, I gotta have that car. I want that. I want that. But you are looking at it as it's something I want that I don't have. So you are operating in separation. And when you are operating in separation from your goals and things that you're trying to create and things that you want to manifest, you can't manifest it because you already feel like you're missing something. When you feel like you're missing something, you cannot create in that mindset. You can't create, you can't make things happen. So you have to start to understand that the way to reach your goals and the way to manifest the things that you want to manifest is to really start to feel the emotion of you already have it. Once you focus on creating an emotion around what you want, and once you start to feed that emotion, so like let's say for instance you operate in emotion of joy, right? And so you feel like, think about it, when you get into a new relationship, it's that honeymoon phase and you're feeling good and you're like, oh, I like this person. Oh, you know what, when I'm around them I feel so good, they make me laugh, they make me happy, whatever whatever, right? So you go through that emotion of feeling that joy. And once you start tapping into that emotion, or like let's say you won money and you won something, right? That gets you excited. So whatever that emotion is that brings you excitement and that brings you happiness and joy, that is what controls the events of things that's going to happen in your life. It's like the monopoly effect. It's like once you start to tap into that emotion of you having whatever it is that you desire, guess what? It opens up. It's like the lines are connected. It's like you are in alignment to manifest what it is that you want. And guess what? You draw it closer to you by feeling it. You draw the opportunities to you. You draw the people to you. You draw the resources to you. You draw those things to you. It's not the chasing. You got to get out of that mindset of chasing and forcing and that energy, money, okay? Money is energy. Most people don't even understand this. Money is energy. So when people are saying, I don't have, I don't have enough money to do this or that, now you're operating in lack again, right? So now you go back to your default thinking, and then there you go, being frustrated, stressed, overwhelmed, not knowing the next move, right? You have to stop operating on that level. Everything is energy. It's all energy. And you can tap into your energy to make the things happen that you want to happen. You got to understand that when you want change in your life, transformation only begins once you start letting go of your past experiences or expectations or your past preconceived notions of what you think happiness really means, right? Because most people think that if I had this, that will make me happy. And guess what? Once you get that, you want something else, right? So you think that if you fill that void of getting what you want, you're going to be totally complete. But you're always going to want a desire for something else. So it's really about understanding that you are not separate from anything that you want, that you have the power to create it. So now let's talk about 7 ways you can crush your goals in 2024, right? Because that's what I want you guys to do. I want you to shine. I want you to meet your goals. I want you to really, really make it happen this year. Because guess what? Every problem has a solution, honey. Every problem has a solution. You have to have that mindset. Every problem has a solution. And once you start to think that way, then everything doesn't seem like it's unattainable, okay? Everything is attainable. Okay? Once you change your mindset, there are two types of mindset that basically shapes our lives. There's the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. And if you don't know which one you have, that has been holding you back in your life. A fixed mindset is someone that says, oh, I can't do this because I was raised in this neighborhood or my family never had. And you think that you are limited because of your conditions or what you were taught or what you've seen in life. And you feel like you can't go past that. That's a fixed mindset, right? A growth mindset is someone that says, you know what? I don't care if I have to learn a new software. I don't care if I have to push myself to learn something new. I'm going to do what I have to do. I have the ability to create. That is when you know you have a growth mindset. You're willing to learn. You're willing to take chances. You're willing to make mistakes. You're willing to do whatever it is that you need to do to get to the next level in life, right? So you have to figure out which one you are, okay? Now, let's talk about that a little bit more, where I said about your mindset, right? The fixed mindset and the growth mindset. Now, the mindset is what controls everything. It controls everything, your mindset. Your mindset is basically your navigation system, okay? And if your navigation system is not right, guess what? Your life is going to be doing like this, meaning like you're not evolving, you're not growing, you're not getting better. You're just going in a circle year after year, month after month, day after day, and you have no clue. Okay? So you want to get to another level in life. You want to crush your goals in 2024. So I'm going to give you 7 ways to crush your goals in 2024. Now, the first one, change your mindset, right? I'm always going back to that because that is key. The first and most important thing to achieving anything in your life is changing your mindset. Speaking positive affirmations, to yourself. Practice it. When you get up in the morning, look in the mirror and say to yourself, I am beautiful. I am worthy. I am valuable. I can make this happen. I have the power to live my best life. I have the power to live in my highest potential. Speak to yourself. Speak it out. Speak it out in the universe. Words are powerful. Whether you use negative words or powerful words or positive words, they all impact your life. Negative or positive, they all impact your life. Number two, develop a plan of action. Okay? Nothing happens until something moves. Okay? Be consistent. Whatever it is that you're doing, be consistent. You cannot see the results if you don't continue to to follow through whatever you start. So when you start something, try to finish it. Be consistent and keep your goals relevant and realistic and create a step-by-step plan. You know, Figure out what your 3 month goal is, your 6 month goal, your 9 month, your 12-month goal, and then work your way backwards, okay, to whatever that major goal is that you want to accomplish. Another one, another tip is to make a commitment to yourself, okay? Make a commitment to yourself and say, this is something I'm doing for me. I am going to make sure I take the action daily to make this goal happen. All right. So reaching your goals always require dedication and commitment. The next one is to set a date, right? I know, like, we're talking about timelines and I talked about that, but set a date, like put a timeline next to whatever it is that you're trying to create. Like, I remember when I was writing my first book, I gave myself a timeline. I said, I'm going to complete this book at this date. And what happened? That gave me the motivation. I had something to work towards. I had a deadline. I had a date. So remember that when you have your daily routines at a scheduled time of day and you're working towards your goal, the timeline helps you to stay focused. Okay, so that's why you should have a date next to your goals. The next one is to find a goal buddy. Find somebody that can hold you accountable. There's someone that can tell you, okay, so and so, did you do this today? You said you was going to do this by this date. What did you do today? What did you do this week to contribute to reaching your goals this year? What have you done? So that's very important, to have somebody to hold you accountable. The next one is to take small steps, okay? Nothing, what they said, the world wasn't built in a day, right? So everything does take time. Don't get discouraged if you work towards something and it's taking a little bit longer. That's okay. Take small steps. So, really break down your goals into, like, what goals are you setting for yourself, whether it's financial, whether it's job related, whether it's health and wellness, whether it's like you want to go to the gym more, whatever it is, whether it's your spiritual goals, you want to pray more, you want to meditate more, you want to have more me time, whatever those goals are, break them out into segments of different parts of your life, what it is that you're trying to achieve. The next one is, this is the killer right here. Okay, so this is what stops you from getting anything done, and that is procrastination. Right? Procrastination. You have to stop procrastinating. Procrastination, okay, is the thief of success. Did you hear what I just said? Procrastination is the thief of success. So there's always, always, always fortune in the follow up. You got to follow up. You got to stay active. You got to take action. You got to stay on top of it. Now, I want to share this with you quickly because this changed my life right here. You see this, guys? You see that? You see that? You see that? You see that? This is a journal, okay? It's called Create the Life You Love. And these are affirmation stickers, okay? So if you're trying to create the life that you love this year and going forward, I advise you to go out and get a journal, this particular journal, okay? Because it has your affirmation stickers, as I talked about, right? The power of affirmations. And then, not only that, it has a habit creator. I don't know if you can see, but a habit creator and a mind map. Because what this is, it's going to hold you accountable. And a lot of times in life, we are not appreciative of things. So, there are things that you can write down. Like, there's a section in there, like, what am I thankful for today? Gratitude. Gratitude. When you practice gratitude, oh my goodness, that will change your life. Practicing gratitude. Just being thankful, being grateful for whatever it is that you have. Like I was talking about energy, this energy that I'm talking about. Like, once you start to tap into the energy of being um, grateful, you're getting into that space where you can start to create and you can start to manifest. So that's very, very important. Now, as I mentioned before, we all have the power to choose our thoughts, okay? Most people don't think they have control over that, but you do. You have the power to change your thinking, okay? And when you change your thinking, you change your mindset. It helps you to conquer your fears. It helps you to overcome your obstacles. And it helps you to recover from setback and step over roadblocks. I'm talking about stepping over those roadblocks and obstacles every time they come. You just like ducking them, like, okay, all right, here I am back in the race. Oh, okay, you dodge that one. And you just keep going. You keep going. Don't stop. Keep going, pursue your goals, live your dream, live in your highest potential. Don't let anyone come between you and your purpose and your goals and what you're trying to create. Because guess what? No one else can be you. No one else can tell your story. No one else can share your experiences better than you. So, guess what? You don't have to compare yourself to anybody. You don't have to look at this person and say, oh my gosh, I'm on Instagram. This person's living such a fabulous life, and I'm living this dull, boring life. Stop it. Cut that out. Stop comparing yourself to other people. That is another thief of success. You have to focus on you and what you're good at and stop worrying about what everybody else is doing. Focus on you. Focus on what you're good at. Focus on what makes you authentic, what makes you you. And I'm telling you, when you start to do that, your tribe will come to you. You don't have to look, you don't have to search, you don't have to find, you don't have to chase. It will come to you because what? You are in that alignment. And when you are in alignment, when you're in alignment, things move according to plan. Things are universally connected so that you can materialize whatever your desires are. Okay? So I want you guys go to my website. Go to my website. I have lots of free videos there. I have videos on how to meditate. I have videos on how to crush your goals. I have there's no excuse, people, for you to stay stuck. Absolutely no excuse for you to stay stuck. Go to my website, www.georgiawoodbine.com. If we could put the website up there, go to my website, www.georgiawoodbine.com, because when you go to that website, you will see that there are so many useful tips that can help you on this road to discovering your purpose, help you on this road to living in your highest and your fullest potential. You have the power to change whatever it is. You have the power to change that job. You have the power to change that relationship. You have the power to change your living situation. You can do it. You have the power to make that happen. So don't forget, go to my website. And I want you guys to share this video because there are a lot of people out there that need to hear this. There are a lot of people out there to need to understand that I went through that experience and I was able to transform my life because I transformed my thinking. When you change it, like I said, I keep going back to that. Change your mindset. Once you change your mindset, you can change anything. Absolutely anything in your life. Okay? So I want you guys to tune in. I do this podcast every month. And like I said, the purpose of me doing this is to really reach out to people, share my story on how I became successful, the things that I did, the little changes that I made, the old bad habits I had to change. All of these things contributed to my success. And I want you to make it happen this year. There's no more waiting. You don't have to wait. No, there's no more waiting. The time is now. Right now. Right now. Go to my website, www.georgiawoodbine.com. Check out some of the videos that I have and really get on that path to living in your highest potential. Thank you guys for tuning in. I am your host, Georgia Woodbine. Share this video. And like I said, go and get them this year. Take care.